Pastor. I am the host and pastor, Michael M. Matthews. um, and I'd like to welcome you to our Bible study in our fifth, our part five, and the last part of the Bible doesn't say that. Before I start, I'd like to give an acknowledgement to my overseer, Apostle J. Um, Apostle Ella J. Alexander of Victorious Living Faith Ministries. And I also like to give an acknowledgement to Apostle Arthur Young and his wife, Roxanne Young of Healing Water Ministry and of Keeping It Real. You see that sometimes on Friday nights. And I like to give another acknowledgement to Apostle Samuel Hunt and his wife, Prophetess Annie Hunt of New Things International Ministries. Also, I'd like to give another acknowledgement to Pastor Mark Dudley of Inspired Word Ministry. And Pastor Mark Dudley, he is a DJ like myself. Um, I'm kind of doing this from the top of my head because I don't have my normal sheet that has all the names on it. And I'm trying not to leave anybody out. I also want to give the acknowledgement to um, uh, Apostle Dennis Eller Jr. He has a Bible study that he does. I believe it's on Friday nights. He does a Bible study, and it's make room for me, make room for me. I believe it's the Bible study. So off the top of my head, I'm sorry. Somehow I misplaced my sheet that has all the names, and I'd like to give an acknowledgement to Pastor Rosetta Dixon, who gives a prayer on Saturday mornings. And I don't think I can get the name of her ministry, but I'm very sorry about that. I'll make sure definitely on Saturday I'll have all that information. I just can't find it right now. And I'm very sorry, but this Bible, excuse me, the Bible study tonight. The Bible doesn't say that, as you have seen. We have went through four of the Bible studies where these are various quotes that have been said in the Bible study, and it is we have always gone through it. Tonight we're going to be talking in Second Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 through 11, and I think I just put the wrong Corinthians in my book, in my Bible. I think I went through Corinthians 1. Yes, I did. We're going to be in Corinthians 2, chapter 1, verse 3 through 11. And we're going to talk about suffering and forgetting. And what we're going to do here, brothers and sisters, is I want to remind you of the painful truth that we often forget in time of trial and suffering. It is a truth that is founded in the words of Second Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 and 11. And in that chapter we have the apostle Paul, excuse me, and he's talking to the church in Corinthian. He's talking to this church in Corinthian, and he writes about how God comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. So I'm gonna kind of turn to Corinthians, Second Corinthians chapter. Second Corinthians. What I said. Second Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3. And here we have Apostle Paul, and he says, blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercy and God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our afflictions, so that we will be able to comfort those who are in any afflictions with the comfort which we ourselves are comforted by God. Verse 5 says, for just as the suffering of Christ are, are ours in abundance, so also our comfort is abundance through Christ. Verse 6, but if we are afflicted, it is for our comfort and salvation. Or if we are comforted, it is for our comfort, which is effective in the patient enduring of the same suffering which we also suffer. So, in this, as you know, last week, last Wednesday, I talk about having patience and being having patience, and also during any time you have trouble and going through times of trouble and discomfort, and people will come to you and probably give you a sense of, oh, I've been through those kind of things. I'm going to pray for you and this and that. And this is what God gives us, and this is what kind of Paul is talking about, is that we, when we suffer in our suffering, we look to God. We trust in Him that He has us. He has us. He's going to send. Gives us the comforting during the troubles that we have. He sends people to comfort us, and when they comfort us, after we finish our suffering, we then too can go and now we can comfort somebody in the sense. But also we must have patience in that comforting that we're faced with. And I want to give you a little illustration here, in this illustration right here. And here's what I'm going to say. A heavy burden being placed on our shoulders. And a lot of times we have heavy burdens placed on our shoulders. Let's say you lose your job and your family, and you're trying to figure out how to pay the bills and everything. And we may feel overwhelmed and wonder why God is allowing so much to be placed on us. So it's like you have you lose your job, your car breaks down, um, your bills are piling up. So you got the car broke down, you just lost your job. Um, now you got various bills that they have to be paid at this particular time. But we must, and what he's saying here is in this illustration, but we must remember that God knows our limits better than we do. We know what we can, he knows what